Hello, my eggs. Today, episode 73 part 1 was released, although it was probably yesterday. But no matter, today we will analyze this episode, because what happened there is literally so epic that despite the long wait, it was worth it. These 4 minutes were worth it, even before the movie. I wanted to say that I'm starting a new Minecraft channel, and you can leave a sub there. So, I recommend checking it out, but also subscribe to this channel because it's worth it. Good. But we're starting. It all starts again from the end of episode 70 part 3, and I don't know how many more episodes will start from this point. But seriously, this is probably the last one. Good episode, but here are a few things that are interesting. We see the inside of the dark speakerman. And this element looks a bit like a heart. Later, I will tell you my theory on this subject because it is quite possible. We also see the speaker woman, who is clearly broken and pushes our hand away, and the POV is camera woman. But it is probably known that it also shows that there was a greater relationship between speaker woman and dark speakerman. And later, I will show something again that can prove it. Then we see camera woman's memories. And now, this is probably the best moment of this episode. First, we see the scene from episode 57, and there is nothing interesting except that the teleportation smoke looks like a heart, which shows the similarities between camera woman and TV woman. And that would indicate why she wasn't too concerned about how the G-Man destroyed her, probably at a later moment. Then we see the perspective from episode 52, and there is absolutely nothing interesting here except good quality. Then we see a perspective probably from episode 33 to 38, although for me, it will be around episode 35, but we don't know that. Then we see Titan cameraman, who is being improved, and a blunger without a leg, probably because of what happened later next to him. We probably see a scientist cameraman, and in the next scene, we see something between episodes 3 to 8. You can see Lucky cameraman and Simp cameraman. After a while, a rocket toilet arrives and destroys a couple of cameramen, probably because of this. The plunger lost his leg. Okay, now the last scene, which is very interesting. Now I will tell you what we can hear here. Attention Group C, please prepare for the experiment. Then she says, Dave, look back, and shows to thumbs up like camera woman. So it's probably her, but more on that later. Then Dave says, not everything is fine. Then the one in the white shirt says, go back to normal. Then the girl says, and I'm not sure all I guess okay. Then okay, everything is set. We continue with phase 1. Dave looks back and gives a thumbs up. Then she says, I open the gate, and that's all we know from this.
Dave,
Switch it back to
look back.
No, I'm good.
All right.
Okay, we're all set. Proceed with phase 1, Kathy.
Okay. Opening the gate.
This girl is Kathy, and the one next to her is Dave, and there is one here if someone is passing by at the beginning. Maybe it's Lucky or Simp cameraman, although the first option suits me better. So, plunger is Dave. So what now? If we should call him camera woman, it's Kathy, but I don't think I'll call them that way. I'm too used to the previous ones, and so now, the question is, what kind of experiment is this? And I have a theory, or rather 2 theories here. So yes, or this experiment turned people into cameras, and there are just 3 groups of speakermen and tfmen, and each had a different color of energy. It's possible that something went wrong, and they weren't supposed to turn into cameras at all, the ones we know now. I won't say much here, but I'm curious what TV woman looked like in normal form. Okay, then the recording ends, and we come back. We see that we are in a helicopter, and I will say that the cameramen look very nice. And on the tablet, it says cameraman 69. Maybe that means something, but it doesn't suggest anything. Then they jump out of the plane. And the camera woman immediately attacks the toilet that we saw in the leak. It's interesting that we don't see the inscription 74 as in the leak. It's probably episode 74, but the good one breaks his glasses and shoots him in the eyes and puts grenades in him. On the right, there is still a secret agent before he attacks him with a spiked plunger, which he probably got from Plungerman. Then he jumps back and shows his middle fingers. During the explosion, you can hear a slight fart sound. Listen. Next, we see the cameraman engineer, whom I shake hands with, but then he changes it, seeing that he is not there. We see how tracking her works, and he destroys 5 toilets. Then I land the mutant toilet, which is huge, surprisingly. Next, we see the secret agent Jedunk. After a while, the mutant flies away, seeing what is coming, and turns. It turns out that there's a scientist toilet moss flying, and it's destroying them. It turns out that it's controlled by Twoman. Then she destroys one container, and G-Man arrives. Now, what we see makes sense, but G-Man destroys the scientist without hesitation, and honestly, if TV Woman is dead, maybe a lead cameraman, he will leave YouTube. Hopefully, it will be fine. We still see Camera Woman trying to destroy the container. But G-Man is already trying to destroy us. But Titan Speakerman shoots at the container, which he destroys. Then Titan Cameraman arrives, and Titan TV Man appears and says, "There's nowhere to run." G-Man, hearing this for the first time, says, "You fools. You have no idea what's coming." And TV Man says, "Whatever is coming, you won't be alive to see it." And that's how the episode ends. I'll say that 73 Part 2 will be epic. Bye.